So wow, where do you start when you think about what Faith Rx'd is and the impact that it has on you? If it weren't for Faith Rx and the impact that it has on me to realize that this is not just an event, a fun little thing that you do once or twice a month, but it's actually a ministry, and the ministry starts here. That if it's not here, I can't take it out to the community. January of 15, our chapter was starting. And after months of preparing for this chapter to start, as I feel God calling me and talking to me, I'm getting closer to hearing His voice on a daily basis. So I'm coming home from the gym one night, and I see this shadow of a person on the side of the road that I always pass by, anything like that. But as I drive past him, it's a very clear voice that says, turn around and go talk to him. So I very simply turned around as if it was supposed to happen. I went and I picked up what was a young man by the name of David, and he's an awesome young man, and just really, I think, just needs some help, needs some discipleship, needs some attention and love. And we, not only me, but my family and our chapter have embraced that and have warmly welcomed him into our community, and he's in our community. That's just what Faith Rx'd means, is ministering to those around us, to our neighbors. But if it's not to your neighbors, it has to start in your home. Christmas morning, it's supposed to be the best morning that there is. You wake up, you have presents, you got Christ's birth. I mean, what a better day. And within 20 minutes of waking up that morning, I was filled with anger. And I was taking it out on my wife and my son and my daughter at every turn. Slamming doors, trying to get us out the door to go to family Christmas. Actually broke my son's bottle of hot sauce that he got for Christmas and blamed it on him. And finally, after a number of minutes of dealing with this, I just had to go out in my garage and sit. And in my garage, which is my gym and is my sanctuary, on a wall out in my gym, I have a big stencil that says Faith Rx'd. And when you come to my house to work out with me, there's one rule, and you have to write your life verse, or you have to write a verse that's impacted and been important to you on this wall. And after I've had this morning with my family, and I go out and I sit down in my garage and I look up and I see this wall filled with scripture, and it says Faith Rx'd, and I immediately began weeping because I knew I was not a man of God leading my family and being a husband and a father. And how can I do that to others if I'm not doing it in my own home? And it broke me down, because there's nothing more powerful than to see all the scripture on the wall that others are there, that have written up there. And as we continued the morning and we got our family together, one of the things that we've done with Faith Rx'd at ISI camps, impact conferences, we do the sweaty circle. We circle up, put our arms around each other, and embrace one another. And as we were leaving, before we loaded up in the car, I got my family together, and as cliche as it is with Faith Rx'd, I said, come here, and we put our arms around each other and circled up in front of the wall. And I looked at them all in the eye. And as humbling as that is to do with your own children, to apologize and say you were wrong, through the power that I have embraced from the ministry that is Faith Rx'd, I was able to minister to my own family and tell them all, I'm sorry. I don't mean to do that. Please forgive me. And as they did what is important, and they forgave me right there. I mean, there's nothing better than that. It is the ministry that I can now do with my own family, which is what's also awesome, is then I've got my own wife who has never been to a chapter meeting, She knows Faith Rx'd through me because I go there and do that and have been to ISI, but she doesn't know what Faith Rx'd is. But because of the ministry that is Faith Rx'd that I've had in my own home, my wife accompanied me to the Impact Conference. And we've had an amazing weekend together to grow closer together so that now we can both go back and extend this ministry to our neighbors and to the people that we love, starting in our own home together. That's the best part. So there's nothing more to say, but there's a lot more to do through the ministry of Faith Rx'd.